the precompositing phase. So here's the final lighting. So this is fairly basic. There's it still does look a bit CG. That is intentional. We're gonna just work from this. It's just a base for the paint overs. Like you see, the shadows are really dark here. This is way too dark compared to the concept. This is also way too dark as well. So I will bring it up a bit more in the compositing. So let's take a look at that. How I build my tree. So I do have my my render at the top here. I break it down this way. So that's the raw render. Here's the GI, the lighting, the reflections. Even though we don't have that many reflections, but I still do have some metallic objects in there, and the specular. And that node is for the depth. That will allow me to create the defocus later on. So I do go one by one for all these passes, and I grade and color correct them. Yeah. I also added a bit of glow, and that is around this area here. Let's just focus here for a second. So this is with the grades. So this is with the adjustments that I did, the post process after the lighting. This is with no grade. This is just the raw rendering out of the box, and this is halfway through the compositing after I color correct everything, make the lights a bit warmer. Like the little glow here actually was added as well, where I had the all of the bright spots. So I do merge all of that, and like I said before, this node will be the node for the defocus. So if we take a look at it, you'll see that those elements are not being blurred. So that depth will work that way, where all of these first elements will be more blurry, and it will go here more focus in the center. That's where I put my focal point, right here in the middle for the ground. I do add also a final grade to it and a lens distortion. It's just a personal preference. I just added it post, and that will go at those two nodes will go at the very end. So let's take a look at the final grade. So the final grade, I did add a bit more yellow all over the image to try to bring it closer to the concept. So it's also a bit of a slow process and a step by step where I will slowly build it up to what does the concept look like. And finally, I add the lens distortion. We can check the difference. So this is with the lens distortion, this is without the lens distortion. So this is for just the CG, so the 3D pre-compositing. On this side, I do have my projections because I will paint over, but I still do need to project it. So I do have a camera, a project node, my geometry that I have that I did lay out in Maya. I did something very simple. There are just planes. No need to make anything crazy. Actually, one flat plane from the camera would be enough for this, since it's a static shot. But I just did, just in case. I actually, let's take a look at it. I did place, you know, planes like it is basically laid out in my scene. We will go back to this later once I have the projection set up. piped into it, so we can see, you'll see that it's actually it will be projected on these three planes: the ground right here, and then the buildings from the left to right, and then we have the sky, and then the background building for this plane here. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I mean, of course, a write note for the final after everything is done. So I will basically, from this, I will work on this part of the comp, right? So this will be rendered out through another node here, another node, which is the to Photoshop node. That's how I called it. It's just a write node, but this will be exported. I will paint over the color grading, and then will be projected. All the painting will be reprojected back on that CG, and then we'll be seeing the two of them on top of each other, and that will make the final shot.